Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Email on Tap. I'm your host, Anthony Chuli, and today my guest is Corrina Cohen. She's a Salesforce Marketing Cloud developer at Caleres. Corrina, thanks so much for being on the program this morning.
Oh, it's great to be here.
How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
I'm great. So tell me a little bit about your role, the Caleres brands, and your responsibilities.
So I am a Marketing Cloud platform developer at Caleres. Caleres is a portfolio of brands. Many of you would be familiar with Famous Footwear, Sam Edelman, one of my favorites is Franco Sardo, Dr. Scholl's is another one, and many, many more. We would be here all day if I tried to list them all. We're forever expanding and getting more. It's retail and fashion, so it's ever changing. So my responsibilities are a lot of the data integrations, doing the data audits, governance, teaching my team best practices, giving them my experiences from other companies that they can then use in their marketing programs now to bring them up to be a more real-time and really innovative marketing department instead of trying to catch up, because fashion has always been known as kind of being behind the times in technology. So that's what Caleres wants to no longer be known for.
And you have an interesting backstory with Salesforce and even previously ExactTarget. Can you share that story with me?
I would love to. So I was one of the very first technical interns ever hired by ExactTarget.
Wow.
They even put me right outside of the CEO's office on my very first day. No pressure. From there, I actually went into release management for ExactTarget, but realized that I don't really like software engineering, and it isn't really as glamorous as the other parts that were starting to be developed within the ExactTarget atmosphere. At the same time, Scott Dorsey, the CEO at the time, sent out an email asking if anyone was interested in this new deployment consultant role, building and sending on the behalf of our big name clients that were coming in, but didn't want to take the time to hire an email marketing team because back in 2007, it wasn't worth it, and most people still weren't sure. People even would come up to me on the street and they'd be like, "Oh, you work for ExactTarget? That spam company, right?"
Funny.
I think we're not spammers. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. After that, I actually started my own company that I ran for about 10 years, but really started to miss being brand side, and so that's how I ended up back at Caleres.
That's a great story. Shoes, something that I don't know much about, clearly. How does understanding the buying life cycle and the fashion trends kind of influence the way that you infuse digital strategy with the Caleres brands?
Well, fashion has two big seasons. We have our spring and our fall that we usually have, but we don't want people only to buy twice a year. We want people to come and buy boots, we want people to come back and buy sandals, and in between we want you to buy maybe some cute flats, or even some loafers like I'm wearing today. A lot of that is based on being there at the right time of year. And one of our dreams is even to be able to start targeting based off of the weather in your area and what shoes would be a great fit for that time period. Because that's really going to start making it so that we're as relevant as possible for all of our customers.
And how many Caleres brands are there again? There's 13?
We're up to 14, I believe.
Okay. And how many of those are actually just e-commerce only, meaning they don't have a brick and mortar presence?
12. So we only have Famous Footwear and Naturalizer are only ones with stores. Oh, sorry, I apologize. Sam Edelman also has some,
okay,
but they are sporadic throughout the United States. I think there's about 10 total.
So I'm interested in what role does email play for e-commerce brands amongst other digital channels such as paid search or SMS or push? Where does it fall in kind of the hierarchy of horsepower for digital marketing?
Email's our lifeblood. We have our social media. A lot of that is dependent upon influencers, like many other retail and fashion companies. But email is really how we communicate. That's how we let people know our new lines every season. It's when we let people know that we're having a promotion. It's how we reach out to find out how we're doing with our customers. Our surveys are some of our most important pieces. We love to read what people are thinking of our brand, and we take it back to our other stakeholders that aren't even in marketing to let them know if we have pieces. We've also had customer service with their reviews come up and tell us that one woman loves Rika products, but she really wishes that we would feature the swim shoes in our emails. But we only have 2 swim shoes, so it's not a big part of our email program. We've been trying to figure out a way to feature it within one of our programs to make people like her happy, because she loves her swim shoes and she wants everyone to know.
So that's a great tangent to my next question. How are you using predictive intelligence and AI in your email strategy?
We are using it in almost all of our emails now. The only ones we don't are our promotionals, where we do some type of discount. A lot of those we are just trying to drive you back to the site and Not everything is always part of those promos, so we don't want to mislead you. So a lot of those are we're limiting. But when it comes to a transaction, at your order confirmation, I'm recommending other shoes that look fabulous on you as well. If we're out of stock, I'm giving you some other opportunities to buy some other shoes that are similar instead of just going, sorry, maybe you'll come back later, we hope. Fingers crossed. And even in a return, when we confirm that we've received your return and we're crediting back your account, we give you some recommendations.
So you're capitalizing on almost every touch point, even transactional, to offer additional product recommendations or suggestions.
Yes, and we're also using it as our gateway for our welcome emails.
Oh, wow.
We don't do any promotional emails during our welcome journey. We give you our top sellers in your very first email along with a promotion code to hopefully either be your second purchase or your first time purchase if you're a brand new customer. And from then on, we don't give you any other shoe promotional emails until your final email if you haven't used a coupon. And then that one we actually give you recommendations based off of your browsing habits from whatever you've done during the welcome journey on our social media and our websites.
So it sounds like you have a pretty good pulse on kind of the customer life cycle and the touch points that make sense along the way.
Yes.
What new opportunities, what new things are you working on with Caleres?
My favorite that makes me most excited right now, as I was talking about earlier, is our weather piece. We really want to be able to target people if it's hot in Florida, but it's freezing in Quebec. We don't want to send the same sandal email. We want to give you some fabulous boots because we've got some great snow boots, but we want someone in Florida, unless they're planning on going to maybe Aspen for a vacation, to have our cute flats and our sandals to make sure that it's relevant to them. We don't want to go into the trash or the spam box, especially now that a lot of the ISPs are going ahead and looking at engagement and moving you to the spam folder for you. I'm even having that problem with a lot of my favorite brands because I don't always need to interact with the emails every week. So when I don't do that, suddenly my email disappears, and when I want that product, I can't find my emails anymore.
Right, well said. I follow you on Twitter, and a few months ago you were tweeting about how email is still king. If you could summarize, in your opinion, why email channel still dominates, what would that be?
Email's easy, and like I was just saying, everybody needs it. That's how our lifeblood, how we keep in communication with a lot of our brands, and that's how I keep track of a lot of my my favorite brands as well. I mean, even in elementary school now, you get an email address as a kindergartner. You may not know how to write yet, but you have an email address for your teacher to be able to get a hold of you. So, I mean, we're training everyone at an early age to rely on email for your source of information. And it's easy to organize. You can't sort and put your text messages into a folder, and your push notifications, once you dismiss them, they're gone.
It's funny you mention that because I recently have a 5 and a 3-year-old, and I just created email addresses for them because we travel so much that I wanted loyalty points for them on the airlines and the hotels. And it was a very awkward experience for me signing up and registering my 5 and 3-year-old with an email address, but there you go. That's a testament of how powerful it is.
My 15-year-old knows that she can sign up for an email program, find the promo code that goes with whatever product she wants, make her cart, send it to mom via text message with the promo code, and I'll go in and I can check out in a few minutes.
Corrina, this has been a great interview. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
This has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And thanks everyone for tuning in. We hope to see you on another episode of Email on Tap.